Oftentimes, I have done videos about some domestic incidents inside of relationships and the stuff people will do to their partners or to their spouses in order to get what they want out of the deal and the lengths they will go in order to achieve that. And this story right here is no different. This woman's name is Amanda Chapin, and she's out of Wisconsin. And this woman repeatedly, let me say that again, she repeatedly poisoned her husband that she was only married to for 9 months in order to inherit the house. This woman wasn't even married to this man for a whole year. Like, it's almost like she pretty much had a game plan going into this marriage. And the only one that seemed to be blindsided by it was her husband. A Wisconsin woman accused of repeatedly poisoning her veterinarian husband with animal euthanasia drugs has been charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide. So he survived, luckily. And he was a veterinarian, which means he worked with pets. So it was easy for her to probably get access to the drugs, and she probably was asking him what certain things were. You know, just to pretend to be curious about it was. She probably didn't care about what it was, but she just wanted to know what certain things were so she knew what to use or what to get in order to slowly poison and attempt to kill her husband. Amanda Chapin, age 50, of Monroe, was charged December 28th in Lafayette County. Authorities say she poisoned her 70-year-old husband, Gary Chapin, 3 times during July and August by putting barbiturates in his coffee, the Wisconsin State Journal reported. According to a criminal complaint, the couple got married in March. Following the wedding, Amanda Chapin forged the signature of one of her husband's children on a power of attorney document, then demanded her husband amend his house deed so she would get the home if he died. The complaint says she poisoned her husband for the first time less than 3 weeks after the quitclaim deed on the house was authorized. The third time he drank the allegedly poisoned coffee in early August, he fell into a coma that lasted for 4 days, the complaint said. Blood work showed barbiturates in his system came from drugs he used to euthanize animals. Just basically put them down. Gary Chapin's son subsequently filed a restraining order against Amanda on his father's behalf, and Gary Chapin has filed for divorce according to online court records. According to the criminal complaint, Amanda Chapin violated the restraining order in September when she sent her husband a suicide note via email, writing that she had decided to kill herself because his children will quote unquote destroy her. She repeatedly denied poisoning him. The only thing I am guilty of is loving you so much, and she wrote so much in all caps, but she put so many O's after in the word so. The note, which was included in the complaint, said she survived the suicide attempt after paramedics took her to a local hospital. Gary Chapin filed for divorce the next day. Online court records indicate attorney Adam Witt is representing Amanda Chapin in the homicide case. The Wisconsin Bar Association's website indicates Witt serves as a public defender in Greene County. He didn't immediately respond to an email seeking comment. Where to begin with this story? Like I said in the beginning of the video before I started reading, this woman went into this with a game plan. She had this thing locked in. Like, all of this happened in the span of less than a year. We're talking last year. They said they got married in March, and literally like weeks into the marriage, she already was ready to take her husband out. She did some underhanded stuff when it came to his children by forging signatures so she can ensure that stuff would benefit her in case her husband died. She's probably kicking herself right now that all he did was fall into a coma for 4 days and didn't die. Like, she was, like I said, she was on a mission, and her mission was unaccomplished, thankfully. And I think what the shining light about this whole story is the fact that her ex-husband, her now ex-husband, filed for divorce the day after she got out of the hospital, or after he found out everything was going on with her. He was like, I'm not wasting no time, because this woman was out here trying to and plotting to kill me, and almost did. But yeah, you can look at her and just tell she ain't all the way there. Look at her. You can tell she has violent streak written all over her. She has psycho killer written all over her face. They need to throw the book at her immediately. And I didn't want to really go this route when it came to this story, but a lot of times they do not like to talk about stories where it involves women doing stuff like this to their husbands. Now, I'm willing to bet if the roles was reversed, they would have probably pushed the story out just a little bit more. But because she's a woman, then they're going to barely talk about this when it should be talked about more. I bet you it's a lot more women out there that are doing stuff like this because society has given them a pass to get away with so many things over the years just because they are a woman. I was actually looking through the comment sections of the quoted tweets where I saw this article at, and someone said that their ex-sister-in-law tried doing that with their brother, wasn't successful. And by successful, I mean when they were trying to get the deed and the titles for the house or the property, whatever it was. Plot twist, all of that stuff was in the in-laws' names. It wasn't in her husband's name. So she basically did all of that for nothing. But I'm sure she's in jail now. Hopefully she is. But it's just amazing the lengths people will go in order to take out their husbands. I remember doing a video a few years ago where this woman was plotting to take out her husband with a hitman and everything like that. But little did she know the people she was talking to, thinking they were hitmen, were undercover cops that was working with the husband when he found out that she was plotting to take him out. So he faked his death with the help of them. And then when it all got exposed, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're alive." Found her right there. Like, he had her husband walk right into the interrogation room where she was sitting in, and acted so shocked and surprised. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is this: y'all just have to be very careful about who you get into a relationship with. Make sure you vet them until you can't vet them anymore, because there's a lot of people walking into the stuff with ulterior motives. And definitely, especially if you are a person of means that has a lot of money or has a good career, and someone just comes across your way and they look like they really don't have much of anything, a lot of times they're probably plotting on you. Again, this woman could not wait to get her hooks into this whole deal, which means she was probably plotting on this one before they even got married, because she didn't waste no time. They got married in March and then started poisoning him literally like weeks and a couple months after they got married. She was ready. She was ready for anything. And now look at where she ended up. I wonder if they're going to put something in her food where she's headed. A little added quote unquote flavor. I think is exactly what she needs.